The Bible. And the Catechism. In a year. Day 177. From the first book of Chronicles. Descendants of David and Solomon. These are the sons of David that were born to him in Hebron: the firstborn Amnon, by Ahinoam the Jezreelitess; the second Daniel, by Abigail the Carmelitess; the third Absalom, whose mother was Maacah, the daughter of Talmai, king of Geshur; the fourth Adonijah, whose mother was Haggith; the fifth Shephatiah, by Abital; the sixth Ithream, by his wife Eglah. 6 were born to him in Hebron, where he reigned for 7 years and 6 months. And he reigned 33 years in Jerusalem. These were born to him in Jerusalem: Shimei, Shobab, Nathan, and Solomon; 4 by Bathshua, the daughter of Amiel; then Avor, Elishama, Eliphalet, Noga, Nepheg, Yephiah, Elishama, Eliada, and Eliphalet; 9. All these were David's sons, besides the sons of the concubines, and Tamar was their sister. The descendants of Solomon: Rehoboam, Abijah his son, Asa his son, Jehoshaphat his son, Joram his son, Ahaziah his son, Joash his son, Amaziah his son, Azariah his son, Jotham his son, Ahaz his son, Hezekiah his son, Manasseh his son, Amon his son, Josiah his son. The sons of Josiah: Johanan the firstborn, the second Jehoiakim, the third Zedekiah, the fourth Shallum. The descendants of Jehoiakim: Jeconiah his son, Zedekiah his son, and the sons of Jeconiah, the captive: Shealtiel his son, Mulkiram, Pedaiah, Shenazar, Jechemiah, Heshama, and Netobiah; and the sons of Pedaiah: Zerubbabel and Shimei; and the sons of Zerubbabel: Meshullam and Hananiah, and Shelemith was their sister, and Hashubah, Ohol, Berechiah, Hasadiah, and Jushab Hesed. 5. The sons of Hananiah: Pelatiah and Jeshaiah, his son Raphiah, his son Arnon, his son Obadiah, his son Shechaniah. The sons of Shechaniah: Shemaiah. And the sons of Shemaiah: Hattush, Igal, Beriah, Neariah, and Shaphat. 6. The sons of Neariah: Elioenai, Hizkiah, and Azrikam. 3. The sons of Elioenai: Hodaviah, Eliashib, Pelaiah, Achab, Johanan, Delaiah, and Anani. 7. Descendants of Judah. The sons of Judah: Perez, Hezron, Carmi, Hur, and Shobal. Reiah the son of Shobal was the father of Jahath, and Jahath was the father of Ahumai and Lahad. These were the families of the Zorathites. These were the sons of Edom: Jezreel, Ishma, and Idbash, and the name of their sister was Hazelelponi, and Penel was the father of Gedor, and Ezer the father of Hushah. These were the sons of Hur, the firstborn of Ephrathah, the father of Bethlehem. Asher, the father of Tekoa, had 2 wives, Helah and Nara. Nara bore him Ahazam, Heper, Temeni, and Haahashatari. These were the sons of Nara. The sons of Helah: Zareth, Izar, and Ethnon. Kaz was the father of Anub, Zobeba, and the families of Aharhel the son of Haram. Jabez was more honorable than his brothers, and his mother called his name Jabez, saying, because I bore him in pain. Jabez called on the God of Israel, saying, Oh, that thou wouldst bless me and enlarge my border, and that thy hand might be with me, and that thou wouldst keep me from harm so that it might not hurt me. And God granted what he asked. Chelub, the brother of Shuhah, was the father of Mehir, who was the father of Eshton. Eshton was the father of Bethrapha, Pisaah, and Tehinnah the father of Irnahash. These are the men of Rechah. The sons of Kenaz: Othniel and Sariah, and the sons of Othniel: Hathach and Meonothai. Meonothai was the father of Ophrah, and Sariah was the father of Joab the father of Harashim, so called because they were craftsmen. The sons of Caleb the son of Jephunneh: Iru, Elah, and Nam, and the sons of Elah: Kenaz. The sons of Jehalalel: Ziph, Ziphah, Tiri-A, and Azarel. The sons of Ezra: Sheter, Mered, Epher, and Halon. These are the sons of Bithiah, the daughter of Pharaoh, whom Mered married, and she conceived and bore Miriam, Shammai, and Ishba, the father of Eshtemoa. And his Jewish wife bore Jared the father of Gedor, Heber the father of Soko, and Jekuthiel the father of Zanoah. The sons of the wife of Hodiah, the sister of Nahum, were the fathers of Kala the Garmite and Eshtemoa the Maakathite. The sons of Shimon, Amnon, Rinnah, Ben-Hanan, and Tilon. The sons of Ishi, Zaheth and Ben-Zaheth. The sons of Shelah the son of Judah, the father of Lecah, Lada the father of Mareshah, and the families of the house of linen workers at Beth-Ashbea, and Joachim, and the men of Kozeba, and Joash, and Seraph, who ruled in Moab and returned to Lehem. Now the records are ancient. These were the potters and inhabitants of Netaim and Gederah, they dwelt there with the king for his work. Descendants of Simeon. The sons of Simeon, Nemuel, Jaman, Jerib, Zerah, Shaul. Shallum was his son, Mibsam his son, Mishma his son. The sons of Mishma, Hamuel his son, Zakur his son, Shimei his son. Shimei had 16 sons and 6 daughters, but his brothers had not many children, nor did all their family multiply like the men of Judah. They dwelt in Beersheba, Moladah, Hazar Shul, Bilhah, Ezem, Tolad, Betuel, Hormah, Ziklag, Beth Markaboth, Hazar Sasim, Beth Biri, and Sharaim. These were their cities until David reigned. And their villages were Edom, Ain, Rimmon, Tachan, and Ashan, 5 cities, along with all their villages which were round about these cities as far as Baal. These were their settlements, and they kept a genealogical record. Meshabab, Jamlech, Joshua the son of Amaziah, Joel, Jehu the son of Joshibiah, son of Sariah, son of Aziel, Eli Oenai, Jochebah, Yeshahiah, Asaiah, Adiel, Jesimiel, Benaiah, Ziza the son of Shiphi, son of Alon, son of Jediah, son of Shimri, son of Shemaiah. These mentioned by name were princes in their families, and their fathers' houses increased greatly. They journeyed to the entrance of Gedor, to the east side of the valley, to seek pasture for their flocks, where they found rich, good pasture, and the land was very broad, quiet, and peaceful, for the former inhabitants there belonged to Ham. These, registered by name, came in the days of Hezekiah, king of Judah, and destroyed their tents and the Mayanim who were found there, and exterminated them to this day, and settled in their place, because there was pasture there for their flocks. And some of them, 500 men of the Simeonites, went to Mount Seir, having as their leaders Pelatiah, Neariah, Raphiah, and Uziel, the sons of Ishi, and they destroyed the remnant of the Amalekites that had escaped, and they have dwelt there to this day. Descendants of Reuben. The sons of Reuben the firstborn of Israel, for he was the firstborn, but because he polluted his father's couch, his birthright was given to the sons of Joseph the son of Israel, so that he is not enrolled in the genealogy according to the birthright, though Judah became strong among his brothers and a prince was from him, yet the birthright belonged to Joseph. The sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, Hanok, Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. The sons of Joel, Shemaiah his son, Gog his son, Shimei his son, Micah his son, Reiah his son, Baal his son, Beerah his son, whom Tilgath-Pilnesa king of Assyria carried away into exile. He was a chieftain of the Reubenites. And his kinsmen by their families, when the genealogy of their generations was reckoned, the chief, Jael, and Zechariah, and Bela the son of Azaz, son of Shema, son of Joel, who dwelt in Aroer, as far as Nebo and Baal-Meon. He also dwelt to the east as far as the entrance of the desert this side of the Euphrates, because their cattle had multiplied in the land of Gilead. And in the days of Saul they made war on the Hagrites, who fell by their hand, and they dwelt in their tents throughout all the region east of Gilead. Descendants of Gad. The sons of Gad dwelt over against them in the land of Bashan as far as Selecah, Joel the chief, Shapham the second, Janai, and Shaphat in Bashan. And their kinsmen according to their fathers' houses, Michael, Meshullam, Sheba, Jorai, Jachin, Zia, and Eber, 7. These were the sons of Abihail the son of Huri, son of Jeroah, son of Gilead, son of Michael, son of Jeshashai, son of Jado, son of Buz. I the son of Abdiel, son of Guni, was chief in their fathers' houses, and they dwelt in Gilead, in Bashan and in its towns, and in all the pasture lands of Sharon to their limits. All of these were enrolled by genealogies in the days of Jotham king of Judah, and in the days of Jeroboam king of Israel. The Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh had valiant men, who carried shield and sword, and drew the bow, expert in war, 44,760, ready for service. They made war upon the Hagrites, Jatir, Nephish, and Nodab, and when they received help against them, the Hagrites and all who were with them were given into their hands, for they cried to God in the battle, and he granted their entreaty because they trusted in him. They carried off their livestock, 50,000 of their camels, 250,000 sheep, 2,000 asses, and 100,000 men alive. For many fell slain, because the war was of God. And they dwelt in their place until the exile. The half-tribe of Manasseh. The members of the half-tribe of Manasseh dwelt in the land. They were very numerous from Bashan to Baal Hermon, Sinir, and Mount Hermon. These were the heads of their fathers' houses: Epher, Ishi, Eliel, Azriel, Jeremiah, Hodaviah, and Jadiel, mighty warriors, famous men, heads of their fathers' houses. But they transgressed against the God of their fathers, and played the harlot after the gods of the peoples of the land, whom God had destroyed before them. So the God of Israel stirred up the spirit of Pul king of Assyria, the spirit of Tilgath-Pilnesa king of Assyria, and he carried them away, namely, the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, and brought them to Halah, Habor, Hara, and the river goes on, to this day. From the Book of Proverbs. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge. But he who hates reproof is stupid. A good man obtains favor from the Lord. But a man of evil devices he condemns. A man is not established by wickedness. But the root of the righteous will never be moved. A good wife is the crown of her husband. But she who brings shame is like rottenness in his bones. The thoughts of the righteous are just. The counsels of the wicked are treacherous. The words of the wicked lie in wait for blood. But the mouth of the upright delivers men. The wicked are overthrown and are no more. But the house of the righteous will stand. A man is commended according to his good sense. But one of perverse mind is despised. Better is a man of humble standing who works for himself, than one who plays the great man but lacks bread. A righteous man has regard for the life of his beast. But the mercy of the wicked is cruel. He who tills his land will have plenty of bread. But he who follows worthless pursuits has no sense. The strong tower of the wicked comes to ruin. But the root of the righteous stands firm. An evil man is ensnared by the transgression of his lips. But the righteous escapes from trouble. From the fruit of his words a man is satisfied with good. And the work of a man's hand comes back to him. From the second epistle of Paul to the Corinthians. Encouragement to be generous. We want you to know, brethren, about the grace of God which has been shown in the churches of Macedonia, for in a severe test of affliction, their abundance of joy and their extreme poverty have overflowed in a wealth of liberality on their part. For they gave according to their means, as I can testify, and beyond their means, of their own free will, begging us earnestly for the favor of taking part in the relief of the saints, and this, not as we expected, but first they gave themselves to the Lord and to us by the will of God. Accordingly we have urged Titus that as he had already made a beginning, he should also complete among you this gracious work. Now as you excel in everything, in faith, in utterance, in knowledge, in all earnestness, and in your love for us, see that you excel in this gracious work also. I say this not as a command, but to prove by the earnestness of others that your love also is genuine. For you know the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, that though he was rich, yet for your sake he became poor, so that by his poverty you might become rich. And in this matter I give my advice: it is best for you now to complete what a year ago you began not only to do but to desire, so that your readiness in desiring it may be matched by your completing it out of what you have. For if the readiness is there, it is acceptable according to what a man has, not according to what he has not. I do not mean that others should be eased and you burdened, but that as a matter of equality your abundance at the present time should supply their want, so that their abundance may supply your want, that there may be equality. As it is written, he who gathered much had nothing over, and he who gathered little had no lack. Commendation of Titus. But, thanks be to God who puts the same earnest care for you into the heart of Titus. For he not only accepted our appeal, but being himself very earnest he is going to you of his own accord. With him we are sending the brother who is famous among all the churches for his preaching of the gospel, and not only that, but he has been appointed by the churches to travel with us in this gracious work which we are carrying on, for the glory of the Lord and to show our good will. We intend that no one should blame us about this liberal gift which we are administering, for we aim at what is honorable not only in the Lord's sight but also in the sight of men. And with them we are sending our brother whom we have often tested and found earnest in many matters, but who is now more earnest than ever because of his great confidence in you. As for Titus, he is my partner and fellow worker in your service, and as for our brethren, they are messengers of the churches, the glory of Christ. So give proof, before the churches, of your love and of our boasting about you to these men. From the Catechism. The Liturgy of the Hours. The mystery of Christ, His Incarnation and Passover, which we celebrate in the Eucharist especially at the Sunday Assembly, permeates and transfigures the time of each day, through the celebration of the Liturgy of the Hours, the Divine Office. This celebration, faithful to the apostolic exhortations to pray constantly, is so devised that the whole course of the day and night is made holy by the praise of God. In this public prayer of the Church, the faithful, clergy, religious, and lay people, exercise the royal priesthood of the baptized. Celebrated in the form approved by the Church, the Liturgy of the Hours is truly the voice of the bride herself addressed to her bridegroom. It is the very prayer which Christ himself together with his body addresses to the Father. The Liturgy of the Hours is intended to become the prayer of the whole people of God. In it Christ himself continues his priestly work through his Church. His members participate according to their own place in the Church and the circumstances of their lives, priests devoted to the pastoral ministry, because they are called to remain diligent in prayer and the service of the Word, religious, by the charism of their consecrated lives, all the faithful as much as possible. Pastors of souls should see to it that the principal hours, especially Vespers, are celebrated in common in church on Sundays and on the more solemn feasts. The laity, too, are encouraged to recite the divine office, either with the priests, or among themselves, or even individually. The celebration of the Liturgy of the Hours demands not only harmonizing the voice with the praying heart, but also a deeper understanding of the liturgy and of the Bible, especially of the Psalms. The hymns and litanies of the Liturgy of the Hours integrate the prayer of the Psalms into the age of the Church, expressing the symbolism of the time of day, the liturgical season, or the feast being celebrated. Moreover, the reading from the Word of God at each hour, with the subsequent responses or troparia, and readings from the Fathers and spiritual masters at certain hours, reveal more deeply the meaning of the mystery being celebrated, assist in understanding the Psalms, and prepare for silent prayer. The Lectio Divina, where the Word of God is so read and meditated that it becomes prayer, is thus rooted in the liturgical celebration. The Liturgy of the Hours, which is like an extension of the Eucharistic celebration, does not exclude but rather in a complementary way calls forth the various devotions of the people of God, especially adoration and worship of the Blessed Sacrament.